and how we doing in the chat. Also, those in the chat watching on live stream. Why did it say on live stream? If you're watching live, feel free to let me know how the volume sounding, how the audio sounding. You definitely let me know. And for those that are on the VOD, you are a bit quiet on our end. Okay, a bit quiet. Oh, I know why. Yep, there we go. I had to lower myself for the podcast recording. Okay, bet. Now we should be good. Now we should be good. My bad. Sorry about that. Let's just restart. Why not? Good morning. Salutations. What is it? A nice 10:13 over here on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all having a great morning. And we got something juicy to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually watch my review that I put out a few years back. I believe it was January. It was January of 2020. Yes, January 2020. Where hold on. Let me text someone really quick. Hold on. My bad. Sorry about that. All right. Clank is down. Someone save him. You had one go. We were trying to. Oh, snap. Clank down. Thank you for letting me know. Clank is down. But okay, back to business. My bad. Okay, here we go. Back to the topic at hand. I reviewed the DualShock 4 back button attachment, January of 2020. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was a great addition. I thought that'd be something that, PlayStation would continue to do, or at least that was a nice parameter. Did Owen just link the review? Owen, I appreciate you, King. Thank you for linking the review in the chat. You can go check that out. But I thought it was really great, low, affordable price point to get you those back buttons that we desire in multiplayer games, right? And so I thought that they did that for a few reasons. One, I thought either A, they were going to do something similar for the PS5, or what I really was going for was B, have the PlayStation 5 controller by default have these back buttons on it for the regular controller, right? Like to have it as just a natural addition to the controller. But lo and behold, the PS5 came out. That did not happen with the controllers. But we do have this new report here from Tom Henderson that may point to us getting these PS5 Pro controllers. Once again, I did remember to put the link in the description this time before the stream started. So if you're watching on VOD or on stream, definitely go check out the link below in the description to this fine reporting by the homie Tom Harrison, of course, the leaker Tom Harrison, the homie that has the scoops, you know what I'm saying, all that great stuff. And we're going to go over this. And also, as Jonathan points out in the chat, definitely make sure to stay cool out there. It's hot. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Arizona, so I'm used to a little sweet with the heat, but it is pretty hot over there on the country as a whole in the US, so definitely stay cool out there. But going in here, let's just read the article top to bottom, because I think that there's a lot of cool stuff here that we can garner from this review. And honestly, I'm talking about this one specifically because it's Tom Henderson. He's gonna know, and I feel like he would not report on this if he was not sure on this. So this is of course published this morning, literally an hour ago. Sony is working on a genuine professional controller for the PlayStation 5, and the company will reveal new hardware in the coming weeks, sources have claimed. It's believed that the codename of this controller is Hunt, which will have several interesting features including removable analog sticks, trigger stops, and rear buttons, aka flappy paddles, aka back buttons, etc. These claims of such hardware came alongside pictures of the alleged prototype. I need those pictures. Hey, yo, Tom, if you try and slide to my... Hold up. Give me the one. Tom, I won't leak it. I just want to see it. You know what I'm saying? If you can, give me that little slide in the DMs, that'd be just greatly appreciated. But going in here more on the actual article, these claims of hardware came alongside pictures of the alleged prototype, which has been sent under the condition that the pictures are not published and the source remains anonymous. That's fair. Now, not published, but you can publish to my DMs, perhaps. That'd be nice. That'd be nice, you know what I'm saying? Pictures of the controller keep the classic PlayStation 5 style, but show a few key differences. One of the biggest changes is under the analog sticks, which allow you... One of the biggest changes is buttons under the analog sticks, which allow you to completely remove the analog sticks, which Sony refers to as removable stick units. So according to what he's saying, I'm assuming that the buttons are going to be like under here. Like under this side. I think that's what he's talking about. I doubt they're going to be like on the face of the controller and like under here. Maybe they're like the very discreet buttons that you have to like have like a thumbtack to actually press. Maybe that could be it. Because I'm trying to see if I hold it. No, if you hold the controller, right? If you hold the controller, you're not touching this part at all. So I feel like you can easily put buttons there to be able to take off those sticks for whatever reason. But now my thought is, okay, is it so that they can sell accessories that will have different height sticks? Because if you guys pay attention to my DualSense, actually, I have these nubs over here on the right hand thumbstick for aiming, because I just find it easier to aim when the stick is a little bit higher. I don't think that focused, but y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. But I have those like little like rubber grips that heighten the stick just to make it easier for aiming and everything. And yes, Owen, I do have that blue DualSense. You know what I'm saying? Definitely go check it out. PlayStation Direct. Get yourself a blue DualSense if you like. But yeah, that seems to check out. That seems to make sense. Another feature includes the trigger stops at the back of the controller, in addition to the flappy paddles buttons that have become increasingly popular over the years, with players turning to companies such as Scuf Gaming and Nacon for such controllers. Now, if for those that, you know, perhaps aren't familiar with like, oh, my bad, wrong scene. If you guys aren't familiar with like the need for those trigger stops, I want to quickly explain that real quick, because I feel like maybe some people don't quite know the benefit in having those trigger stops. So if you can see here, right, this is the right trigger, right? So this is what you would use to fire and shoot. Okay, look at the time, look at how much distance I have to cover, right? And you don't need that much distance for it to trigger the actual connection of you firing and pressing that button, right? So what the trigger stops would do is that it would start the button like here. So it's a short travel time. Thus, you will be able to fire and have a quicker reflex because you're having to move your finger less on the travel time, right? It's a very big benefit. A lot of people that are super into multiplayer games really need that, really require that in their controllers. And I'm sure that will affect the overall like need for, y'all have ever, like, if y'all play Horizon, right? There's those instance where you have to pry open the door, and it uses the whole travel time to like simulate the tension of it, and then the snap maybe like when you're halfway down from initiating that button press to actually simulate you breaking open the door. So I'm assuming that's going to have some effects with those adaptive triggers, and we'll see how that all plans out. And maybe, you know, that will be something that is something that maybe you turn off and on. Maybe it's something that the trigger stop is internal and it's controlled by software. That could be something that could be interesting, but we'll have to see if this comes to market. And if it's Tom Harrison saying it, I'm pretty I'm gonna believe him that this is probably something that is definitely in the works. The prototype also features grips to help hold the controller, which also seems to be removable. Interesting. So we're gonna have grips that are here on the side of the controller where you place your hands that will offer a lot more grip. Now, the texture on the DualSense already offers, I think, a really good grip, I feel like. But I don't know about y'all, but you know, I be getting those sweaty hands. You know what I'm saying? I definitely be sweating. So I would like a grip that can help mitigate that sweat feeling on my hands and have it be a little more dry. That'd be great, because I'm not trying to have that cream. There's like cream that you can get called like gamer grip that dries out your hands. I'm not trying to do that, but I would like a more grip friendly controller. Grips, and them being removable, that's going to be a huge step as well. According to the same source, it has also been said that the PlayStation 5 controller, which was referred to as the PS5 Pro Controller in casual conversation, will have significant software upgrades. That's also intriguing. Does this mean that these controllers will be less susceptible to stick drift? I already have one of my PlayStation 5 controllers already down for the count. The black controller, you hate to see it. Where is he? Where is he? Everyone, where is he? Where's my black DualSense? Right here. Let's just say a prayer to the homie. Let's just. Can I get like a fire emoji in the chat for my black DualSense? It does have stick drift. You hate to see it. I know Owen sent me a link to probably fix it, but I have not done that yet. So let me see those fire emojis up for my black DualSense. It's already getting dust. Oh man, you hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it. Let me put this back real quick. But yeah, so I'm curious as to what they mean by software upgrades. Hopefully that means less stick drift, but you know, stick drift is a bit more of a hardware thing as well. I'm not too informed on how stick drift actually comes to be, but I know and imagine it's probably a combination of both software and hardware. It's unclear when exactly the new controller will be revealed, with the source simply saying, quote, "It should be soon." However, it is understood by several sources that Sony is set to unveil several new bits of hardware at the end of this month. Several new bits of hardware at the end of this month. Not a new console, of course, but it's unclear whether or not the lineup will reveal this new controller. Interesting. So they have multiple, allegedly from the source, they have several new bits of hardware. That is very intriguing. So maybe with him confirming that, you know, there are several new bits of hardware, maybe we will have the entry level like $30 attachment that you can add to your existing DualSense to add those back buttons. For me, honestly, that might be something I actually might do. I mean, depending on the price point, right? I don't think I would really utilize like the other aspects of that Pro Controller, right? Like really for me, what I've always looked for is that back button, or those back buttons. So I mean, as long as I get that, I'm cool with whatever, honestly. But we'll have to see when it all comes out and if it is real, right? But this also goes in line with this last paragraph here. I'm hoping to hear, and again, this is Tom Henderson speaking, I'm hoping to hear that full lineup in the near future, and will update if I hear more. In conjunction with the hardware news, Bloomberg's Jason Schreier revealed last week that the long-anticipated update for God of War Ragnarok should come by the end of this month, but it's unclear if this update will be at the same event. I mean, we'll see, right? I mean, that's something to definitely think about, guys. That, you know, there is this event that's been rumored by Jason Schreier, and now we have this other report saying that Sony does have plans to unveil hardware bits at the end of this month, right? So those two things could coincide. I think still my inclination is that they would reveal. Interesting, because look, here's why I want to go live. Okay, like here's my main underlining point to this, right? I think Sony is doing this now, and Sony is going to put out a Pro Controller now because what have we been talking about for months now? What have they been saying for weeks now, right? They are looking to have a major push in multiplayer live service games, right? And I think they are well known, and we're all well aware that crowd really wants Pro Controllers. They really care. The hardcore really care about having those back button and paddles to get the advantage in multiplayer spaces. And with them having so much multiplayer coming up, right? I think that's really what is going to be their reasoning for having this Pro Controller out. I think it's smart. I think it's very cool. Now, to go the extra mile, right? I think that this Pro Controller, the DualSense is what, $60, $70 right now? I think this could be definitely upwards of 100, 120 perhaps as well. Like, it definitely could be up there as well. So I'm hoping that the multiple hardware bits is going to be an entry level attachment that comes with your DualSense, because if you guys, forgot, right? If you haven't looked at your DualSense in a while, there are these golden prongs here, right? That I use for charging, right? Because they go on a charging dock, but that is transferring power. Potentially, it could transfer data, and we'll see. Or I think, let me see. Yeah, or I mean, if these connectors are able to transfer data, I think that's where it would go, honestly. I don't think it would go from the top and connect at the top and go all the way down. I feel like that wouldn't be a very ergonomic friendly design. Maybe it will. We'll have to see. But we do also have to keep in mind that there are patents that Sony filed for the DualSense PS5 back button attachment specifically. I don't have the link here, but I know we covered it a few months / maybe a year ago when those patents came out. So we do know that there are patents for the back button attachment. But once again, guys, Sony doesn't use every patent that they have. They have a lot of crazy patents just to patent stuff and just to protect their IP and protect their R&D and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all it, guys. What do you guys think about the PS5 Pro Controller? Once again, link below down in the description. Then go check out Tom Harrison's report on that. And yeah, I would love to buy one. For me specifically, it's definitely those back buttons that I really want. The removable analog sticks, the trigger stops, those are all great to have and everything. I want to hear about more of what they mean by upgraded software. Does that mean that we'll mitigate the chance for stick drift? Very curious about that. But yeah, down below, guys, and also on VOD and in the comment section on live chat as well. Let me know your thoughts on the PlayStation 5 Pro DualSense. Are you down for it? Will you buy it day one? Let me know all those thoughts down below in that comment section. And while you are down there, that description does have links to not only this article, but our Discord, our Twitter, and our Anchor link that you can listen to our long-form content and podcast format. Yes, guys, Road to Part 1 is in the works. Road to Ragnarok is in the works, and we'll be doing those Road to podcast series very shortly. And yeah, glad if you've enjoyed it. So subscribe to PlayStation Store to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. We have plenty of coverage involving the PlayStation Plus streaming capabilities that we'll be doing later on. Maybe today. Maybe, who knows? We gotta talk about Stray. I have a video about The Last of Us multiplayer and how I don't think it's just a battle royale. We have that as well in the works, and plenty of other videos to come in the future. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.